the first thing that we did to be successful is we had a pre-launch. Okay, our pre-launch period means that we built out our website, we built out our Facebook page, Instagram page, free Yelp profile, Nextdoor, and essentially created an online presence. This is important because when you launch let's say that this is your launch period over here, right? And when you launch this, you have this timeline from the beginning that drives all the way through to the end of the launch period. Your pre-launch should be about 30 days long. Your launch period should be about 3 to 4 months. So what you want to find out in this 30 days is, from your website, maybe you have some type of form that they fill out in order to get their contact information when they go to the website. And that form is supposed to be sent to your Gmail account, right? Well, does it get sent to the Gmail account properly? When they call your Google Voice number, and yes, get a Google Voice number or some type of number that isn't your cell phone or personal home number. Eventually, you will grow the company to the point that you're going to want a salesperson or an operations manager or at least an assistant answering the phones for your business. And if you're doing that, you don't want them answering the phone through a forwarded number that's on your hip. So I chose Google Voice because it was free. You're going to notice that a lot of the stuff that we did in the beginning was based on budget. Everything was started on a shoestring budget. We launched this company with $2,000. So what we focused on was making sure that when we actually had a time to launch, when our first day came along, we had business on the first day. I didn't say I opened and then I decided to go hand out door hangers. So what we did at first was set up all of our systems that will help us communicate and drive business, right? So if we can communicate with our business, we can drive business on the first day, we're prepared to actually take on business. So a couple of things. Once you work out some of the kinks, whether it's your Gmail, does your Google Voice have a voicemail? Does your Facebook look right? Does it go to the right Gmail as well? Are you receiving messages? Do you have Facebook Messenger on there? Do you have the app that controls your pages it's like Facebook Manages or something? Then Instagram. We want to make sure that your Instagram links in your profile, when they click on your website, it actually goes to your website. And on your website, we want to make sure that it looks proper, that it's not loading with errors, that there's nothing that could drive a customer there only for them to determine that you're not professional enough or that you haven't been in business long enough. So that's the other thing, right? On Facebook and Insta, you're going to see that people are going to drive to Facebook and realize like, oh, he's only got 2 posts on this page. He must be a brand new company. It looks like they started yesterday. I don't know if I want to be the first client you've ever had. This isn't selling a car, right? I'm not excited to be your first sale. I want to make sure that whatever you do it correctly and professionally. So having that set up, filling your Facebook and Insta with content over that 30-day period really helps you, again, develop this online presence so that as far as anyone else is concerned, if they view you online, you've been in business for at least a month and have multiple before and after pictures and can show them that you know how to do your work. And that your systems are set up, that you're a professional company, right? That they didn't call you and it went to a Google Voice number and said, sorry, this person's not interested, or this person can't come to the phone right now. That's not the first impression you want to set on your clients as a professional person. So you set all of this up in your pre-launch. You start filling your social medias with content. And then after your 30-day pre-launch, you'll move into your 3 to 4 month launch. Now, at the end of the 30 days here, and I would say the last 7, you actually want to start advertising for your business. And what I mean by that is door hangers. That's it. I'm not going to tell you 5 other things that you need to do with door hangers at the beginning. Spend $200, get you some door hangers, and go out there and hang them out in the last 7 days. Your goal should be around 800 in a week. So every day, set a goal. I'm going to go pass out 115, 120, and by the end of the week, you'll have your 800. and you'll have some leads rolling in your first week of business. The other thing that I did to help curb some of this was setting up Facebook and Insta. Facebook, you can go in and actually find groups through your search bar. So if you just search your city or a neighborhood in your city, you can find small neighborhood groups that are set up in your Facebook, on Facebook. So then what you're going to do is you're going to become a part of these groups, right? You want to live, work, and play in the areas that you serve. Live, work, play. Once you get joined into these groups, if they accept you in there, then clients are going to, when I say clients, neighbors are going to get on there and they're going to talk to other neighbors about recommendations. And that's where you can actually get accepted into the group, go into the search bar at the top of that group and type in pressure washing, window washing, gutter cleaning, plumbing, whatever. And it will pull up any recommendation post that has those words in it. So people will say, do you have anybody to clean my windows? When you type in windows in that group, it's going to pull up every recommendation for the last 2 years that anybody in that area has asked a neighbor for a recommendation. From there, you go on to each one. I don't care if it's a year old or 3 months old or 2 days old, and you comment that you would highly recommend, Peach State, because we have this professional service, we understand the science behind pressure washing. Please give us a call. We would love to come out and give you a free estimate. And what that does is when people get ready in that area, again, they're going to go back into their Facebook group and they're going to type in Windows because that's the service they need. And it's going to come up and they're going to look through the last 3 or 4 posts, even if it was some 6 months ago or last year, and they're going to say, oh, it looks like, a lot of people are recommending this company. A lot of, I see, oh, that's really nice. I like Peach State. I like veteran owned. Let me go with them. So it gives you a point of reference for your neighbors and the people that are in that service area within that group. So you want to tell them that you live, work, play, you want to be a part of the community, you get accepted, you go in there. Now you can't post, don't get kicked out of the groups by posting a bunch of advertisements. That's not what the purpose of this is. The purpose is to go in for anybody that's already asked a referral and comment on it. If someone new asks for a referral, you can comment on that. And occasionally groups will give small businesses within that area or that service that area a specific day on the group that you can post ads, and at which point we have like a whiteboard that just tracks like Mondays we posted these 4 groups, Tuesdays we posted these 4 groups, right? So I know what days they allow me to post on. I make sure I stay within their guidelines and their rules. I don't want to violate any of that. I don't want to upset anyone or get kicked out of any neighborhood group. So that's Facebook for you. The only other thing I want to hit real quick is Yelp. A lot of people probably heard me say website, Facebook, Insta, Yelp, Nextdoor, and they're like, whoa, Yelp. Yelp is a bunch of scam artists. I know that. I'm not suggesting by any means, and that's why I want to drill down on this a little bit. By any means do I suggest that you take any type of coupons from them or free advertisements from them. I'm not suggesting that you put money into Yelp or buy any type of ad space from them or leads from them. All I want you to do is create the free profile that they allow you to create. They allow you to upload pictures. They allow you to talk about your services and who you are. They allow you to put your logo, your contact information, and a backlink to your website. The backlink's cool because it kind of helps your SEO a little bit. You could get pulled up in a search for pressure washing based on Yelp, not based on your website. But more importantly, when people go to Yelp, just like they will Facebook or Nextdoor, they're looking for neighbor referrals. One, neighbor referrals from our tracking seems to be higher in margin because they trust you more. They're also not shopping you against 6 people because their neighbor said, I wouldn't use anybody but him, right? And they don't want to have a nightmare on their house, so they trust you and they bring you out, and you get to charge a little bit more and you have a better rapport with them just off the bat. So Yelp is the same way. If there's an area where someone like a client like me comes in, they're like, I don't use Nextdoor, I don't use Facebook, I use Yelp, right? Or I use Angie's List, or whatever the case may be. Angie's List doesn't allow me to create some type of like free profile where I can get leads for free. Yelp does. If I create this free profile and you like my profile, you can message me and it doesn't cost me anything. We usually get 2 or 3 jobs a month from Yelp. So it's nice just to have it. Like I said, it doesn't hurt your online presence. So this is your launch period, right? Or your pre-launch, sorry. Your 30 days, you want to set up your online presence, you want to get your Gmail set up, you want to get your Google Voice set up, you want Nextdoor and Facebook and Insta, and then you want to understand how to do Facebook and how to set all of this up in that 30-day period so that while you have recommendations sitting out there for 30 days, while you have the last 7 days of door hangers, while you have 30 days of Facebook and Instagram posts, you're driving all of that towards your launch period in this timeline. And when you get here, you will have jobs on your first day. My first day of business, I didn't wake up and say, okay, I got my equipment and I got some door hangers and I'm going to roll around and cold knock and hand out door hangers and we're going to try to get some work by the end of the week. I knew starting on my first day, because of our pre-launch period. Now, I haven't talked to a client. I haven't directly advertised to a client until my last 7 days. I essentially wanted my business to be in place so that I knew coming into it that my first, second, and third day, I had jobs. I had jobs on my first, second, and third day. And I had already hired someone to help me with these jobs so that I could maintain this funnel of leads that I had started building prior to our launch period. So while someone that has experience with me, he had much more pressure washing experience than I did. I was fortunate to find someone like that. But again, my pre-launch period, what am I doing? I'm looking for workers. Looking for workers doesn't mean that you have to hire someone on your first day. All that means is you need to constantly be scouting for solid talent every day of the week, right? If there is a possibility somewhere that you can hire someone that has talent, you need to figure out in your business model, if it's feasible, how to do it. Even if it's tightening the belt a little bit, because talent is something that is so costly in this business. And frankly, if you can find someone that's loyal and knows what they're doing, can stick around for a little bit, they can really help you scale your company quickly. So he knew a little bit about pressure washing. We went to a couple of conventions. I knew enough. He knew enough. We went out there. We did a job. Second day, the jobs we had were flat surface work. I lined it up this way so that I could be doing estimates. I already had leads coming in, so I had to go take care of estimates. He handled 2 driveways, and then on the third day, I went back out. I helped him with a house, and then on the fourth day, my estimate from the second day was already scheduled, and so on and so forth, right? This was our launch period. So when people ask me, David, how was it that you were able to do $10,000 in your first month with a $2,000 startup cost or budget? Like, you didn't do any marketing, right? Like, we created most of this for free, and then the $2,000 went strictly to equipment. We bought a $1,200 pressure washer, and frankly, the pressure washer and that kind of stuff didn't come until after my third job. So this $2,000 budget was more so setting up my license, setting up my insurance, making sure that I had commercial insurance on my truck, things like that. So really just solidifying my foundation to my company, and then maybe putting a little bit back so that we can make sure our first week, if I'm still collecting invoices from the work that we've completed, I can take some of this money and go ahead and pay my helper. So we had a business plan that showed me this is how you're going to spend this $2,000. Some of it's going to go towards your help and your labor. It's going to cover your first payroll, things like that, right? So this wasn't like I went out and bought a trailer and a tank and I spent $2,000 on a trailer and a rig. No, I spent $2,000 on launching my company. Then I started buying equipment. So if you're wondering how I got to that point, or a lot of people saw that post yesterday where it said that I made $400,000 in my first year, I did. And the way that I did that was starting off with clients in tow, right? So making sure that I had a solid foundation to build on was the most important thing. I hope that this video helps you guys understand how to prepare for your business as you're getting your license and you're getting your LLC, and you're going through and looking at what kind of liability insurance you should cover and all of that stuff. Understand too, on the other side of it, you need to start building that brand awareness, start building in that online presence, and as well make sure that you're organized, that there's no kinks. We had our 30-day launch period, and I still had a bug on our Instagram that took me like 2 months to fix. So we had set up this Instagram with a bunch of pictures, and when we were going in, we put our website, it was off by like one letter. and Instagram wasn't letting us, it wasn't changing it for some reason. There was some type of glitch because I think it was linked to Facebook or something. I'm not really sure. We figured it out eventually somehow, but I actually had a client like email us and say, hey, I went to your Instagram, I tried to click on your website, but it's not taking me anywhere. And so we had that issue with our Gmail and doing some other things, but we figured it out during the 30-day launch period. We missed that. So there are things that are going to come up that you're going to be like, oh, I didn't think about that. Having a 30-day pre-launch is always very helpful and allows you to look like, as far as clients are concerned, by viewing you online, that you are in business, that you know what you're doing, that you're professional, and you have systems in place to make sure that they have a great experience. If you guys have any questions about this, feel free to comment below on the video. Always subscribe to our YouTube channel, Trade School Consulting. And if you're watching this, then you're probably already in my private Facebook group, Pressure Washing Business School. But please ask questions if you need to ask questions. I hope that this helps you as you kind of move forward and better understand how you should set the foundation for your company. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.